Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get it. Let's talk week 2 NFL as I give you guys my 5 best bets, and I'm going to explain how we're going to be doing NFL content here on the channel when I give you guys my best bets. We'll get to that a little further, but right now, if you haven't done so, this is a perfect time to do so. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe down below. Join us here at TBM. Appreciate all my channel members tuning in as well. If you want to become a channel member and give back to the channel, links down below in the description, okay? But the way we're going to be doing this format is very simple. We're going to be giving 5 best bets for the early slate. This will be the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games or any London games out there, as well as there will be separate dedicated videos for the Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, all those primetime games, because what I'm going to do in those spots is, excuse me, I'm going to get into the prop markets as well, and then there also will be a separate dedicated video where I go into some of my best prop bets for the NFL 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games as well. So that's kind of how I'm going to be doing it. So make sure you have that notification bell firmly turned on right down below this video, as well as follow me on X. Join the Discord too if you want to be involved with a totally free community that, quite frankly, is a lot of fun to be shooting the shit on Sundays and throughout the MLB season and basketball, so on and so forth. So welcome. I hope you guys all enjoy the ride, and let's cash some tickets today. Okay, but that's what we're getting into. These are going to be my 5 best bets with the early 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games, and we're going to dive into the odds jam to get there. Okay, and if you aren't using odds jam, make sure you guys click my link down below. Check them out. Use promo code TBM to get 35% off your monthly or annual membership. If you do any daily fantasy, prize picks, all that good stuff, as well as just giving yourselves the best bet possible. It's a really great app. If you just are looking to bet live, you really are in a better position. You could be saving a ton of juice as well as getting the best number available. I don't make a bet without it, and it's quite frankly made me a lot of money this season thus far as we navigate the college football and NFL seasons. Okay, but enough about that. Let's get into the best bets. In the first one, we will have a play in, and I will preface this video by saying there is a common theme right now going on within my video, and if you guys can help me out, get me less chalky, okay? Excuse me. I just can't get there, all right? It's something I'm trying to, but a lot of these games are just jumping out off the page at me, and that's never a good thing, but I think this is where, if we look historically, week 3, week 4, that has been one of my most profitable weeks within the NFL betting seasons. I think that it's kind of in that sweet spot. Week 1 and 2 as well, before the books have a lot of their data points. You know, a lot of things these days are algorithmic based. So quite frankly, you can really get ahead if you know where the right side is from a game scheme and kind of system standpoint before all of these statistics kind of influence the numbers. Okay. But we're going to get into it. The first game on the card is the Raiders and Ravens that we will have an official play. This is one where I do see the Baltimore Ravens absolutely rolling. Gardner Minshew for the Raiders historically has got into shootouts with the Raiders, but with the Ravens, mind you, but not so fast. The total set at 41.5. I see this game being a Baltimore kind of get-right game. 3-0 against the spread after a loss, after losing to Kansas City, and that controversial ending with Isaiah Likely. It wasn't really controversial. He was on the end line. But I do like the Ravens in this spot. I think we're going to see a lot more Mark Andrews, and as well as I think that they're going to run the football very effectively, even though Anthony Pierce is a defensive-minded coach. So Derrick Henry firmly, for all you fantasy owners out there, I think he has a great game in this spot, in this matchup. Okay, but another thing about it is there's a lot of teaser candidates. So a Wong teaser leg will definitely be the Ravens. Take them through the key numbers, down from 8. We'll get them at 2 in a 6-point teaser. So Ravens are going to be probably one of the most heavily bet teaser legs in today's contest. So Ravens -8, lock it in. I don't like the 8. I wish it was a 7, but nonetheless, I think the Ravens get this one done by double digits. Okay. Next game out there is the Chargers and Panthers. You can see this up here on the odds board. This is another one where I think Harbaugh and what the status is within kind of the Los Angeles Chargers, they're going to run the football. It's going to be a different Herbert, I think, this season. And quite frankly, he's getting it done. He had a lot of success running the football last week against the Ravens. See what J.K. Dobbins is able to do. Great start to his campaign after injury. So keeping that stable, healthy within the Chargers backfield is going to be key, I think, as we get further into 2024-25 season. But for the Chargers here, I like the 4.5. You can get a juiced up 4 if you want. That's something where I'm not opposed to. I think it'd be like minus 120 in that range. If you do want to take the Chargers on that key number, take them minus 4. That's what I'm going to be doing here. I do like the Chargers minus 4. I want to see it on the field. Okay, I want to see Bryce Young and the Panthers kind of get it done from a just anything standpoint. Okay, his numbers last week were absolutely atrocious. The deeper analytics just do not give me any indication that the Carolina Panthers will be a sufficient football team with any kind of efficiency. So until they prove it on the field, we're going to take the Chargers. I think this will be a really much a grinded out game. You see the total set under 40. The Chargers are going to run the football. The only concern I have is that they somehow just win this game in a low-scoring affair along the lines of like 16-13 or something like that, and we don't end up covering that 4. But give me the Chargers minus 4 as my second official play. Okay, and then we're going to talk about another game that is relevant to the discussion, and it's something where I look into kind of the storylines within the Dallas Cowboys going against the New Orleans Saints. So definitely stock up on the Saints. Something worth noting about Dennis Allen and his New Orleans Saints-led team. I look for them to have a lot of success, but I think Derek Carr could have a good game. But this is something where we talk about kind of Dak Prescott and what they were able to do against the Cleveland Browns at home. Stock up on Cowboys as well. I'm not going to overreact, but something about the Saints as road underdogs, very high ATS. Okay, since almost a decade, very very profitable team against the spread on the road. That's why I'm staying away from this game. Saints plus 6.5. You could actually get a 7 juiced up if you like it, but that's kind of where I'm at within this. I think CeeDee Lamb has a huge game. I don't know if Marshawn Lattimore is going to suit up, so definitely he's going to be one of Dak's more favorable targets. But past that, what they're able to do from a offensive standpoint, I just don't know if they have enough with Ezekiel Elliott outside of CeeDee Lamb and using the tight end. It's pretty much just a 1-2 punch for Dallas, and that's the only thing that scares me. But if Marshawn doesn't suit up, I do like the Cowboys at home. But this is something where you could get a lot of points in this. Total set at 47. And I liked what the Saints were doing last week, albeit against the Panthers. I think this is something where they could get the cover here on the road. So that would be kind of my lean, but I'm going to stay away from this game. All right, Tampa Bay and Detroit. This has the makings of a shootout. All right, and quite frankly, the storyline that we need to talk about is kind of what happens with Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans had 2 touchdown grabs in week 1, and this is something where we look at kind of the Buccaneers in terms of offensively. Their wide receivers, I think, are going to be able to get this one done. They're going to flash a lot of stats. I think that the Lions, as you want to talk about it, their cornerback play was not up to par. So the Buccaneers here getting a lot of points. Plus 9, you could actually get the Buccaneers right now at a minus 130 price. That would be definitely where I lean. Also kind of at this total over 51, and I like that as well. And I think that Amon-Ra, St. Brown, I watched some Dan Campbell press conferences. They're going to find a way to get him the ball. I think he gets close to 10 catches and 10 grabs in this. He's going to have well over 10 targets, in my opinion, in what looks to be a very high-scoring game in this matchup between the Buccaneers and Lions. But my lean would be towards taking the Buccaneers plus the points on the road, playing at Ford Field. Okay. And then the next game is one of those ones that we're going to have an official play in. It's kind of one of those sneaky kind of why is this happening games. It's going to make you question it. It's going to make your eyebrows kind of raise. But this is Green Bay, all right, and I know a lot of people are looking at Malik Willis and they're saying, I can't get behind that. I can't do this. They're not going to bet him, especially against the Colts and Anthony Richardson that, quite frankly, have a lot of offensive firepower with Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, and the list goes on, okay? But this is where Jordan Love exits, and now we see Malik Willis. I just got to go with the Packers here at home, at Lambeau, kind of off a loss. I do like for Matt LaFleur to get this one right, and I'm going to take 3 points with Green Bay. I'm going to buy that half point. Give me a field goal cushion. I think this is a sharper play. I know Malik Willis is playing. Look for this one to be a little bit lower scoring. And I look for a lot of success for both teams on the ground. But just what we were able to see with the Colts, they could not stop a leak on the ground. And so I look for Josh Jacobs to have a huge game as well offensively for the Packers. So give me the Green Bay Packers plus 3. That'll be my my third best bet that I give you guys right now. Going okay. Then let's go out to kind of another interesting matchup within the AFC. We have the Cleveland Browns and Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, this is something where we talk about Kevin Stefanski, Chubless Cleveland team, Deshaun Watson going through a lot of turmoil himself personally, and we look for this game possibly to be a little bit higher scoring. But I do want to note and indicate last season in 2023, the Browns were the worst team kind of defensively in giving up points. They were the best team at home defensively and the worst team on the road. So Jacksonville, stock up on them. Look for Christian Kirk to have a bigger game in this matchup. And the Browns on the road definitely would be kind of a very tempting play at plus 3.5. I'm going to stay away from this game because I think the number is quite frankly where it needs to be. But I do like Jacksonville at home. I just don't know if the Browns are going to be able to get this one done. Their offensive line is in turmoil. And for all accounts, Jacksonville, what they were able to do last week, I just like the Jags in the spot. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a big year. So I would lean towards taking Jacksonville. I just don't like the number really at this point. So I'm going to stay away from this game, but my lean would be on Jacksonville -3, okay? And then let's talk about it because Sam Darnold is going to be leading the Vikings out there. They're minus Jordan Addison in this contest, and the 49ers, conversely, are minus Christian McCaffrey, just joining the IL. So he'll miss 4 weeks, and I think that with the 49ers, it's relevant to talk about what they're able to do. And they are my number one power ranked team in the NFL. I think we saw that last week on full display. I don't think the Jets, like we talked about in my breakdown, I was on the 49ers last week pretty heavily, and I just don't believe in the Jets yet. It's kind of crazy to talk about Sauce Gardner, what he was able to do defensively. Allowed 0 catches, okay? And the 49ers still were able to kind of overwhelmingly control that game. They kind of ran all over the Jets, which is something that was probably my biggest takeaway. So if the Jets defense is fugazi, that's kind of the other thing that's worth talking about here. But for me, San Francisco has always been a great first quarter team. So for my money, I do like the San Francisco 49ers. Taking that first quarter spread, -2.5. That is one of my best bets that I had given out earlier in the week. But by all indications, this is one where I kind of want to see what happens. I have a fear that the 49ers might sleepwalk a little bit in this game. But for me, 49ers roll. I think that they're going to really illustrate their prowess in the NFC. But that would be my best bet in this game, would be taking the 49ers first quarter -2.5, okay? And I think last year, if you look back at it, they were the pretty much the number one team at scoring first in the NFL, if my memory serves me correct. And then this is another game where it makes you raise your eyebrows, Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. So this is one where I would love to take me some New England Patriots +3.5. What Jacoby Brissett was able to do against the Bengals. How much of that was the Bengals and their dysfunction early on in the season that we're accustomed to seeing, and how much actually was kind of Gerard Mayo having a very, very solid defense. So I'm not going to take this one in terms of a point spread direction. We are going to go under 39 at -120. That's a key number out there in the market. So I am going to take the total in this game. We're going under within New England and Seattle. New England with Ramondre Stevenson, they're going to run the football. Kenneth Walker out for the Seattle Seahawks as well. I look for DK Metcalf to have a bigger game in this matchup. But for me, in my money, I'm going under 39 in Seattle and New England versus taking New England +3.5, okay? Now, this is another sharper game where we see a lot of action on Tennessee. Tennessee is the sharper side, but with Will Levis and how he played against the Chicago Bears, it's going to be interesting to see how much he actually gets done offensively. Tony Pollard is definitely going to be the X factor, able to have a lot of success on the ground. But the Jets, let's see if their defense actually holds serve. This is a game where the Jets should really have a good footing within what they're trying to do defensively. But like I said, Tennessee is definitely the sharper side. Let's see New York actually do this one on the football field and get a win, cover a number, and then we can kind of go on from there with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets moving forward. But for me, I think that look at Breece Hall and what they're able to do. He's going to have a big game, but I do think that the Jets run into a little bit of an issue. And for some reason, I just think Tennessee is the sharper side. You can find them plus 4.5 if you really want to get involved with this game. For me, it's a pass, but Tennessee would be the side that I entertain. All right, and then we'll go down the board a little bit. We'll get to the Giants-Commanders game. Interesting matchup because if Daniel Jones can't get it done against Washington, I think he's going to have to find a new job. Okay, so what we have with Jaden Daniels is going to look for a different kind of start to his rookie campaign. I think last week he ran the football a lot. I think he had 8 carries. A lot of those were because he was basically getting blitzed outside the pocket. And the Giants play a little bit of a different defense, so it's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes up. But Daniel Jones on the other side of the equation is going to run the football as well. Look for Malik Neighbors to actually get some action. He seems to be one of the bright spots in this Giants ball club. And if the Giants can't get this win against the Commanders on the road, I don't really know when they will. I'm not going to play this game. I pretty much will not bet the Giants at any point during the season. But in terms of this game, I definitely think the Giants are the right side, +2, or the money line +112. Okay. Next, the Rams and the Cardinals. Okay. This is a very interesting matchup because now Puka Nacua exits. Cooper Kupp stock up for him in this matchup from a prop perspective. But what Kyler Murray was able to do against the Bills in week 1, I think that continues. I really don't trust the Rams defense after losing Aaron Donald. They looked fairly gassed going against the Lions as well. So I think the Cardinals are going to spread them out. They're going to get them moving. And I like the Cardinals in this spot, but it's something where you just wonder why this line is so close. It's pretty much a pick 'em. +1.5 on the Rams if you want it. But I'm not going to get involved with this game either. Look for a little bit of point scoring as well. So taking the over 47.5 would be probably where I lean in this game. But for me, no official play. All right. Then we can talk about the Steelers and the Broncos. And this is an interesting game because, we're going to get kind of a Mike Tomlin defense going on the road to Mile High. This is a very tough place to play, but also conversely, for Bo Nix and being a rookie quarterback, this is going to be a very tough spot going against that defense. So a lot of people out there, you can see right now the betting splits and kind of where the money's at. And you can see kind of the public betting and what we're able to see. A lot of the money is on the Steelers, okay? More so than the Broncos. Taking the Steelers here, -2, that would be the side that I would get on. But for me, I'm not going to bet it. If I was going to, though, it would be probably towards the total as well. Under 37, you can find juiced up. So Steelers -2, under 37 would be my leans in this matchup, okay? And then this is going to be probably the game that gets the most views for the day. 4:25 kickoff. We have Kansas City hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. This is going to be one of our official plays where I just go right back to it. I told you it's a chalky week. I like the Chiefs. I'm not going to bet the Bengals early. I think this might be a little bit of an overreaction on kind of how Burrow played, and those numbers speak for themselves. But I think Spagnuolo is going to get to the quarterback. It's been the storyline since Burrow's inception into the NFL. They can't protect the quarterback. And Kansas City at home, they're going to do a very efficient job at getting to the quarterback. I think Jamar Chase is not going to be in sync, despite having all those years in college with Joe Burrow. I just don't like it. I think that training camp is essential, and I think the Chiefs are going to continue to get better. In this game, I think that Pacheco, he's going to be able to get it done on the ground. He's going to have a big game. I think that Chiefs are going to rely on the run, and they're going to get this one done in a AFC clash between two perennial powers, where a lot of people have the Bengals pegged for kind of coming out of the AFC, but I like the Chiefs in this spot. I'm taking them -5.5. That's the best number I got. So the Chiefs win by 2 field goals at home against the Bengals. Kind of a little bit of overreaction. I think that's the only thing that scares me. Definitely a great teaser leg as well, taking the Chiefs down to basically a pick 'em. You can get them +0.5 if we do take them within a 6-point teaser. So Chiefs for me, that's going to be a popular play, but I just can't find a way to get behind the Bengals, and that's where right now you can actually see a lot of money on the Bengals, and that's kind of where you can find the Bengals right now +4. So right now +4 is the number. So we're going to lock in Kansas City -4 as one of my best bets. I don't know why, but there's buyback on the Bengals. So that's definitely the sharper side, if you will. We're seeing probably a lot of the bets on the Chiefs, but a lot of the money is going on Cincinnati. I just don't see it. So give me the Chiefs -4 at home to take down the Bengals. All right. And that's kind of where I'm at. Those are my 5 best bets. Those are my 5 best plays. Like I said, we're not going to do the Sunday night and the Monday night football games. That will be a separate dedicated video. So if you want to check out my picks and analysis for the Bears-Texans matchup and the Falcons and the Eagles, make sure you have your notification bell turned on, where we will get into the full breakdown of those games. And this is my recap of my pick 5 for this Sunday. If you haven't seen it or done so yet, make sure you subscribe right down below and turn on that notification bell. Appreciate you guys watching. Good luck with your picks. Let's get it. Let's cash some tickets, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.